am back. Oh, wow. That was almost right on the money on 2 minutes. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to just chatting now. We just got done with Baldur's Gate. Had a bit of a whoopsie in Act 2, so I'm going to redo part of that. But I'm not going to explain that any further because if I do, then it's spoilers. And you don't want that. But that's where I'm at if you're watching along. Content classifications. Drugs, intoxication, excessive alcohol, and tobacco use. Oh, that's really interesting. There's like a thing for this. Huh. There's like a whole thing so I can put like warning labels on my streams. That's neat. Does Baldur's Gate have an Iron Man mode? You could just do that. Looks like my first tweet didn't go out. Cool. Artificer is not in the game, no. But that's not the question. They're asking about like a you don't get to reload saves. Sin, church. All right, there we go. Did I see black metal trending for a second? God, I don't like it when black metal trends. It can be kind of... Is True Resurrection in the game? No. I wish Warforged were in the game. That'd be so cool. I love the idea of a Warforged druid. There was an anime that was like that. I forget what the name of it was. It was really sad. It was good, though. But anyway, we're doing Sinfessions. How is the Sins backlog? I don't know. Actually, just sort of assumed there would be some here. So if you haven't been here, you haven't done this before, I'm going to get you guys the link. And I'll show you what we're doing. So, this is Sinfessions. You can type stuff in here. Blah, blah, blah. You better make sure you hit hide your name. You hit ask. And then it'll send it to me. We got 47 people who have done that. Now, the kind of stuff that I want to see in this ask box is the stuff that makes you cringe at your former self. The kind of like weird, funny things. Let's see if we've got any in my backlog as an example. I know that Warforged aren't from this, but yeah. Oh, if you're not logged in, you don't have to worry about it. Very much like waiter says enjoy your meal and you say you too. Seen some words in here. Words. Yeah, words. Properties. Right? Oh, right, Sinfessions. Preferably true, preferably not trauma dumping. We're going for funny, not trauma dumping. Hopefully that's clear. I'm getting a bit of the next answer with this one, but whatever. August is a nasty fucking month. Fuck nasty month. I don't know how to feel about it. Sounds like you do, actually. See if I can get this looping. How are the audio levels, by the way? Yeah, it's hot as hell out right now. Like, literally, it's like 100 something, I'm sure. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. When I was a kid, I thought mooning people was the funniest thing ever. Well, what I didn't know is, then was you're not supposed to spread your cheeks goatsy style when you moon someone. Long story short, I did this in front of our house's front window, and my mom was interviewed by the Child Protective Services. For years after, we always called the neighbors that ordered TPS crazy because I never showed her how I thought you moon people. Amazing story. Yeah, this. We're starting strong tonight. That's a good one. That is fucked. That is weird and funny. Thank you for posting that. Ended up falling head over heels for a streamer friend of a friend because of her voice. Being in love is so actively painful process for me, and my own plan of action is to be annoying and get myself banned from her chat so I don't feel the need to join when she's live and I can move on. So far, I'm being ban denied, and I'm too much-brained when I think about her to figure out anything else. So I'm pretty sure I've made a terrible first impression, so there's no hope of some contrived happy fairy tale ending. These were some choices you've made. Okay, so ignoring the parasocial angle of this for a moment, let's talk about like getting over like being in love with someone. You know, let's pretend this isn't a parasocial thing for a minute where you just could just log off and stop dealing with this, because that's not the advice that you want here. I don't know why I'm giving you advice. I really shouldn't. I'm dealing with my own stupid crap and I don't know your situation all that well. But a friend of a friend means the Anon might know this person to some level and it might not entirely be parasocial. Okay. So let's assume that you actually know who this person is to some degree and you actually, like, it's not like it's not parasocial. Let's just assume it's not for a minute. Because if it is, then just stop it. Easier said than done. If it's not, honestly, like when I've had this issue in the past, I just kind of cut that person out of my life to some degree, because I realized that I personally have a weakness where I can't accept that they don't like me in that way. And it's really just like, it kind of just makes you feel bad. And I don't know if that's good advice, actually, now that I say it. But realize that, like, that situation's not gonna happen. And you need to move on. And maybe that means getting out and doing other stuff. Time heals all wounds. That's what they say. That's true. I don't know. I don't actually have good advice for you. So just good luck, I guess. I'm sorry. Distance does help. I can't tell if I'm having platonic or romantic feelings for a friend and I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what you should do about that either. Sorry, I just read the next one. I would say if you don't know if you're having romantic feelings for a friend, I would just like not push that until you're sure. Like, in the very least, you have a good friend. And if they confront you about it, if they go, hey, I think there's something special between us, and that seems like that's somewhere you want to go with it, then cool. Talking to your friends might cause problems. This is also something that I feel like happens to a lot of like teenagers where they're like not quite sure about like how they feel about something. And so they go here with it. Not to downplay what you're saying. This is dicey. I would say just like, maybe just wait on this one. Treat it as platonic for now. And see how it feels over time. And then if it feels like something that you want to like push forward as a romantic thing, then just say how you're feeling. You know, communication does fix a lot of things. Back in school, I sinned. Gender discussion peaked with a lot of people coming out as gay, lesbian, bi, pan, trans, and more. Yes, I'm a Zoomer. I hung out with a group of boys. We collectively mocked it by pretending to be into table fucking and other dumb things. What is table fucking? I did all this whilst imagining them naked. It was a strange time. Did I sin in hypocrisy? Like, having sex on a table? Is that what you mean? Because when I Google it, I just get a bunch of, like, videos of people fucking. Yeah, for a second I thought it was like... Is this like a attack helicopter thing? I feel like you're talking about a lived experience that I don't understand. Let's stop focusing on table fucking. I know we all just got stun locked by that, but let's just like move on. We collectively mocked it. That's the important bit of that sentence, I think. We mocked it. We mocked coming out as gay, lesbian, bi, pan, trans. Back in school. I don't know when this is. Back in school and you're a Zoomer. We can actually kind of figure out how old this person is, and that actually will help. How old are Zoomers? 6 to 24 years old. What kind of fucking range is that? Okay, so what? Okay, so my bet is that they just got out of high school or middle school. Okay, I mean generations are fake. They're for selling product, not a real thing. Yeah, I think the short version of this is I was making fun of gay people while I had gay thoughts about the friends that we were making fun of gay people with. I think that's what this says. I think the homophobic closeted gay is a thing. I don't know. I'm again not gay, so I don't know. But anyone else? Anyone who's gay have this experience? Like I remember at least back when I was a teenager, calling things gay and not wanting to be gay was like a big thing. I assume with Zoomers now, like there's some acceptance to it. And you're allowed, like, people, like, don't actively mock you as soon as you say you're gay, but also, like, I don't know if that's true or not. Bi, but yes, okay, I mean, close enough, as far as what we're talking about here. Heteronormativity is still a thing? Sure. Maybe I just go in better circles now, or maybe it's just everyone I know is older now and they don't have stupid takes like, oh, it's gay. You know? People I hang out with don't act like that anymore. And if we say something like that, we're... So, okay. Yes, but I think this is a thing that people do. So I'd say don't try and feel bad about it. You know, part of this is just growing up. In school, I was a nice guy. I crushed on a girl I knew and spent most of my time obsessing about them. To keep it short, Hal from Megamind. Ended up asking out another girl I knew and had one of the most romantic adventures of my life. Since then, I've been reeling in my behavior. But I still do find myself displaying nice guy affection towards friends. Have I, and do I sin? Yes. Probably. I only know your life as far as one paragraph of text goes. So, nice guy in quotation, they're talking about like the milady, like if you've seen Megamind, the Hal from Megamind is exactly what they're talking about. Let me see if I can pull up. This guy. This is actually a fairly accurate interpretation of the nice guy. Someone who's only doing... They're doing the good, nice things, but for the sake of, for the sake of getting in a woman's pants. Trying to get laid, white knighting for the idea of just trying to get, like, it's not for anyone. It's for themselves. It's about like, I need you to see that I'm a good person so that way you'll date me. That's like not the way to... Hal is a legitimately scary villain because he is very, like, he's actually like, I know people like that. And then they get butthurt when they get rejected, and then they're like, oh, women, oh, I'm owed, because I'm such a nice guy, I'm owed people being good to me. You know? Like, yeah, I held a door open for someone once, and now they don't want to suck my dick. The thing is that a lot of people just do nice things for other people with no expectation that they're going to get anything in return. And that's probably the better way of doing this. Like, I would recommend doing kind, nice things for no reason whatsoever. One of my, like, axioms of life, one of the things that I believe to my core is you only really see a real person when you see them when they can mask off, be themselves, and they don't have anything to gain from someone else. You know? How do they treat waiters, for example? How do they treat children? How do they treat the random person that's behind them in line? That's the true person at its core. When there's no actual advantage for, like, being nice to someone, are they still nice to them? Because that's going to be you at some point. You're on the other end of that at some point. Now, that being said, someone did point out that there is an entirely possibility that you used to be Hal, and you're trying not to act like that anymore. And only you actually know where you are on that journey and whether or not you've figured that out or not. I would say... try and look into the reasons that you're doing the things you're doing. Be nice to people regardless if you are attracted to them or not. Be nice to them whether or not they have a boyfriend or not. Not in case if they break up someday. Literally, like, have some self-reflection on yourself and realize why you're doing the actions you're doing. Be good for the sake of being good. I know that there are people who are like, oh, that guy won't treat you as well as I will treat you. I need to make sure that she breaks up. So I'm gonna go with Sin for now. What about mentors and teachers? They're kind of helpful and don't expect anything in return. Yeah, that's a nice thing that they do. Especially in America, teachers don't get paid shit. They're not doing it for the money, the glamour, the short working hours, or any of that bullshit, because all that's fake. Teachers, a lot of the time, are good people as a result. I think this is a fixable sin, and I think that, like, you're aware of the problem. And that's a huge step to fixing this. And I'm actually really proud that you're at that part of your journey. I consider, you know, keep it going, though. Seeing Dad get sucked off by Asteron gave me a sexual awakening to Dragonborns. Thanks, Rev. No problem. I, male 25, and my wife, 22, were about to have a good round of sex after an exhausting workday. Every time I tried to go all the way with her, the neighbor's dogs start barking obnoxiously. I ended up snapping, opening the window, and started barking at the dog. My wife didn't want sex after that. No shit. In hindsight, a 24-year-old guy with an erect cot hanging out, barking and wolfing at the neighbor's pit bull made me look like a maniac. Yeah, but it was funny. I'm well enough and off that I have the right to piss in my own pool. It's salt pool, not chlorine. Every time I used the pool in the summer, I took a shit in my hand and tossed it over the fence and into the forest where no one lives. Let me just say, it feels amazing to poop in the pool. This is so fake. I am a Magic the Gathering judge, and as part of this, I end up teaching the game to a lot of people, causing more Magic players to exist as a result. Am I going to hell for this? Yes, you are, Gear. When I was a child, like 10 or 11, I really enjoyed judo and decided that my 4-year-old brother was the prime person for throwing. Amazing start to a story. I generally practice this very safely on the Tamata mats we had rescued after the dojo was getting new ones. One day, after seeing, I'm not even gonna try on that, a circle throw, I decided to try the new technique. However, I did not think about was the surroundings. Okay. I let go a bit early and sent my brother flying headfirst into a stone wall. I was not allowed to continue doing this at home. Yeet! Judo circle throw. Oh, this is that weird thing where you like... Okay. Hold up. This is like the most like judo throw that I've ever seen. First off, you get kicked in the dick. Music?
In Tomoe Nage, you drop backwards while putting a foot on your opponent's lower abdomen and throw him back over your head. Here, the technique is applied just as soon as your opponent steps forward and tries to put his weight on his foot. Here, so yeah, I think if there's a brick wall directly behind you when you did this. The technique is applied. This is not a move you should do without training.
This is how you get grounded in a fight,
You
and
apply
then you're
pressure when your
fucked.
opponent is in a right-handed position, making him go.
Yeah, if you do this and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you immediately get someone on top of you who's already moving to get on top of you and just lands on you and is now on top of you ready to beat your ass in. However, yeeting your brother into the wall is really funny. This is a sin, but a really funny one. I appreciate this. You can get back on your feet with a back roll in one motion. You can. I think a lot of these fancy judo moves don't work IRL. Because a lot of them require the other person to be doing a very similar stance. A lot more straightforward, like straight up punching works. I'm not a fan of kicking, mainly because I haven't been trained how to kick in combat. But if you are on one foot, you have lost your ability to make movement. A lot of that has to do with like the fighting styles that I know. Kicking can be good, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people try and kick without the knowledge or effort on how, and a lot of people try and punch without the knowledge or effort how. They punch like this rather than like this, like where it goes through the target, and they just stop right here. So they would go like, if this wasn't here, they would just go bam instead of bam, where it continues the punch, continues to go. Also, a lot of people like to put their thumb in their hands here. And this is bad. Do not do... This is how you break your fucking hand. Because this gets pushed down. This goes this way. Don't do that. If you're gonna punch someone, keep your, you know, keep your eyes on them at all times. Don't try and do fucking weird spin moves. Okay? You don't know how to do it. You do not know how to do those fancy moves. Do not try and learn in the middle of an actual fight. Additionally, try and de-escalate the fight first. If you don't know how to use a knife, this is a good point. If you don't know how to use a knife, it is more likely to be taken from you and used on you. And that's bad. What's worse than a guy trying to kill you? A guy trying to kill you and now he has your weapon. That's bad. That's real bad news bears. Honestly, de-escalate a fight first and foremost. We don't need to do this, man. We're just being two silly billies here. If you say weird shit, that's funny, but probably not actually a good idea. But like, bring it down, man. Like this, look, calm down. We don't need to be like this. It's really hard. That being said, it is really hard to punch someone who's like, you're being a silly billy, because it's like, they're going to be like, what the fuck? And they might start laughing. De-escalation is always the correct answer. I know I meme about like knife fights and that kind of shit a lot. Legitimately, best self-defense tactic is to not be in a situation where you need to be in a self-defensive mode. You know? Like straight up just, whoa, man. We don't need to go there. Also, when you inevitably get in legal trouble for this, at least in America, you trying to de-escalate it, trying to make it stop, trying to like remove yourself from the situation, and it still goes somewhere, usually helps with your court case. But still, don't talk to cops. They can lie. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. The first time I got high, about a week ago, I snuck into my roommate's room while he was out and ate a little bag of chips he bought for himself earlier in the day. I felt so bad about it, I DoorDashed one of the boxes full of small snack bags to replace the one I ate, but instead of putting them in the same kind of chips back, where the bag was originally, I just put the whole box there. You were very high, weren't you? You were very high. That is such stoner bullshit. That is exactly the kind of shit that someone who's stoned would do. Like, I actually believe this story. This story's real. Sin, but funny. The first time that I got high, too. A lot of people say the first time you get high, it doesn't work. I don't know why people say that. I bought my crush the Buster Bladder Yu-Gi-Oh! Tin back when it was launched in exchange for a BJ. It was her idea. We're happily married now with 3 kids. I lost the card in the move now. She doesn't know it's gone. You what? But Buster Bladder? Blader. Dyslexic moment. Okay, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, but this seems very mid. Like, gain 500 attack for each dragon monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. I assume that's what GY means. He's like a $26 card from that 10. Okay. Art goes hard. Have you seen pictures before? What a story. What's the sin here? This is a weird story. Good story to tell your kids one day, though. All right. Part 1 of 2. Mike did his first IRL stream earlier today. The camera was mounted on his shoulder, and it was like he was holding my hand and showing me local places he enjoys. Parasocial moment. At one point, he got Italian ice and sat down on a picnic bench to eat it with the camera placed in front so we could watch. It was like being on a date. The entire stream felt like a date to me. Seeing him act so much calmer than usual in public was really amazing for me. It only makes my feelings for him so much more intense. Part 2. It leaves me feeling sad and alone that I can't find someone like him. He's so unique. I feel so useless and pathetic as I talk to him and chat with 1,000 other people, and I send him emails that just get ignored. I just doomed to live like this forever, wanting something unattainable. It happened with another streamer 2 years ago, and now it's happening again with someone else. I'm a disaster. So, Sin. Also, why did the music stop? Did I just, like, not turn it back on after I turned it off? I agree. Mike is a really nice guy. I like him a lot. He's a good friend to me. I appreciate his company and his time, and I appreciate that he puts up with my bullshit. I don't feel like this is a healthy mindset to have. Chad is recommending a therapist, in case if you're watching on this on After Hours. I think you need to realize how absolutely parasocial of a relationship this is. Like this is incredibly unhealthy. They're very nice, kind people who are not streamers. In fact, a lot of streamers, and I'm not saying that Mike's one of these kind of guys, but a lot of streamers will absolutely abuse people like you. They will take advantage of this and make it feel like that you're like a thing and that you're in love and whatever. They get what you want and then they're done with you. A lot of people do this. Mike is not the kind of stuff to do that, but there is a power dynamic there. The very much like the fangirl sort of thing. You're setting yourself up with that this is not the first time that you've had this kind of vibe with a streamer to have someone do this to you. Mike said he would never get involved with a fan. Agreed. And I know Mike is not that kind of guy. Well, I'm mostly focusing in on the fact that it happened with another streamer 2 years ago, and now it's happening all over again with someone else. Need a Kleenex. Streamers are... I don't know how to phrase this. There was a recommendation at one point that I do a stream where people come on and I try and guess who they are based on the information they give me. I don't know if I know y'all as well as you know me. You guys know a lot about me. You know that I have a wife. You know the names of my cats. I don't know some of y'all's names. Y'all know my full name at this point. Please don't put yourself in this position. Like, you're gonna get into a situation, not with Mike, because Mike's a good dude. But you're going to eventually get yourself into a situation where you're going to get really fucked up from this. And I would really, really recommend that you walk away from this mindset. Please, you might want to consider talking to someone about this. You're leaving yourself open to some real fucked up pain. Why does it keep stopping like this? What's the point of the repeat feature? This is Green Text Guy again. Realize you're playing Baldur's Gate 3. It's exciting to see you play it. Asteron bites your neck. You let Asteron suck you. First the bear cucked me in the presentation with him, and now he's sucking you. I got cucked by Rev. It's okay, I got cucked by Limes too. I found scented markers in my home, and I've been using it for art, but then I started wondering if it tastes as good as it smells. So I took one little lick, and it did not taste like blueberry. In fact, it tasted like blueberry from HEB that has been sitting in your fridge for too long because you forgot about it. It stained my tongue blue. Evidence of my sin. I feel like I need to wash my mouth out with soap. I brushed my teeth, but the stain still remains. Is this still a sin? You've already been punished for this sin. I don't know what the fuck... What? How old are you? How the fuck old are you? Not a sin, just dumb? Hey, your friendly source filmmaker cooker here. Ever since I've told both my horny stories, and while I was entertained by both you and your chat's reactions, I also made me finally admit, all right, this might be the verge of a porn addiction. It's been multiple weeks since I last coined. But you guys actually helped me, so thanks. The inner Coomer Lord will probably strike back, but then, until then, thanks, lad. Those were my final Sinfessions since I don't have anything else to say. Good. Good. You're allowed to come. You're allowed to jerk off. You're allowed to like porn. As long as it doesn't become the thing that you're alive for. That's when it starts to become very weird. I don't want people to be celibate. I mean, like, fuck. I think coin is supposed to be cum. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, addiction is any time that you would rather do the thing that you're addicted to rather than actually do the things that you want to do, need to do, or, you know, that kind of thing. If you're at that point, you might actually be having a problem. Do not coin. I went to the Final Fantasy 14 Fan Fest and probably contributed to the Super Spreader event there. Am I a sinner? Yeah. Don't go to conventions, y'all, if you're sick or you think you might be sick. What the fuck is the super spreader event? I don't know. I don't actually know this one. We're talking about COVID. COVID got spread around this event, I would assume. I don't plan on going to events without a mask. I'm honestly kind of wondering if I'm crazy for still wearing masks because I saw one person. Have you seen that dude who went to a con with COVID and made a comic about it? That's awful. Yeah, I feel like I'm the only one that's not crazy. But I might be crazy? And like, COVID numbers are going back up again. So it's like, no one seems to give a shit anymore. I mean, that's what the FDA said. Like, it's clear you guys don't want to give a shit, so I guess just go fucking die. We're gonna stop trying to, like, tell you what to do because you're not gonna listen anyway. Thank you for caring enough to wear one. I'll be real. I'm really enjoying not catching the yearly flu. That's pretty fucking cool. Not like the FDA did anything other than make recommendations, right? Dear God, help me. I'm getting back into Genshin Impact. I've already spent 40 bucks on it 14 days ago, but I'm enjoying playing it back in the day. Can I be cleansed of my sins? People who play Genshin Impact, sin? Yes, no. Chat says sin. Okay. Yeah, that's a sin. And apparently, no, you cannot be cleansed. I don't know enough about Genshin Impact to be able to say that, but yeah. CDC, not FDA. Sorry, I got him. Yeah, Food and Drug and Alcohol Association. Isn't that what FDA is? Something like that. But yeah, CDC would be the one to do that. No, okay, so the super spreader is some motherfucker who went to the Final Fantasy 14 con knowing that they were COVID sick, maskless. Let me scroll this up. He also sneaked his friend into the con What's more fucked up is the lead music director was there and he recently recovered from cancer, so his immune system is still fucked. And then the asshole drew a comic about... Okay. Sorry if this is a duplicate send. My browser cookies are acting funny enough to gaslight me, and I am well off enough that I have the right to piss in my own pool. Yeah, no, you already sent that. Yeah. I was watching one of Mike's latest streams where he talked about having a dream where he was at a convention with Vinny and being fucked by a man named John Skull. I had a similar dream the morning before watching that where I met Vinny at a con, which caused me to question if I was the mysterious John Skull. Congrats? One time I was doing LSD in public on a train in New York City. I sat next to a lady. What a start. What a fucking start to a story. I saw her shoes. She was wearing Vans. I wear Vans. I felt some camaraderie. And I asked her, where did you get your shoes from? She said Vans. I said, Vans in Midtown? And she said, yeah. Then I had an existential crisis and apologized profusely before leaving the train. I think that's just New York City, man. Sin, but okay. I am huge obsessed with Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Every night I lull myself to sleep thinking of him cuddling me. I own his Funko Pop, a plushie, 2 shirts. He is my Blurbo meow meow baby girl and has been for 3 years. Ironically though, I think Kinsley Grammer is a chode. Fake? This is a meme? Yeah. I like to read Twitch chat just to find people to be angry at. Being angry at a chat fills me with righteous fury that makes me feel alive. Seek help. My ex and I went to hang out with her friend. She told me that her friend's longtime cat had recently died and she was very upset. We got to her house and there were still cat toys everywhere. After about 30 minutes, I asked where the cat... was. My brain sort of just blurted that out because I was looking at a cat toy and I forgot the cat had died. I didn't say a word for the rest of the night because I felt so awkward. That's the good shit right there. Yeah. Sin? That's rough. But that's the good shit right there. That's the real cringe kind of sin. If it's acceptable to apologize at this point, I would do that, yeah. So I have this original character. I made him a couple months ago. I don't know if I want to carnally rail him or be him, and he's the main reason I haven't done any fan art for any streamers, but I enjoy. Neat thing is my art style has improved immensely. I feel so much unbridled guilt that I cannot stop drawing him. So here's the deal. This is the advice that I give legitimately, like, anyone who does art. Draw what you enjoy drawing. It makes it a lot easier to just, like, do art. The more you want to do art, the more, like, you improve. Every time you draw, you get a little bit better at art, assuming that you're actually paying attention to try and get good. Drawing stuff that you like is more important. I would... Look, if you want to draw fucking anime, instead of learning stuff like the basics of art, at least you're doing art, you know? I very much like it if you learn stuff like perspective and color theory and all that kind of shit, and you can learn that at some point, but in the very least, as long as you're drawing, you're getting those bad drawings out of your body, because I do believe there's a certain number of bad drawings you're going to do in your life, and the more you do art, the more of those pictures get out of your body, the more of them that are out of your system, and then now you're just doing good art. Anime does have good art. There's nothing wrong with anime. I just use it as an example. So, not a sin. I'm glad that you found something that helps you do art all the time. Make it hornier next time. Sin for not being horny about it. I once used dog sitting as an excuse to literally go and fuck myself without the risk of getting caught by my parents that I lived with at the time. Don't worry, I did not fuck the dog. Okay. Let me break that down for a second. They got a job dog sitting. Literally just so they could jerk off, so that way they wouldn't get caught by their parents. The dog is a means to an end to be able to jerk off in someone else's house. I feel like you clarifying that you didn't fuck the dog was way more suspicious than you thought it was. Boy, I chose a time to unmute the stream. You did. Sin, but it sounds like you've got a bad living situation with your folks. I became very sick a couple years ago, and I have unfortunately deteriorated to the point of being bedridden. You, Mike, and Limes helped me forget about my situation for fleeting moments, and I want to thank you for that. I'm glad. Thank you. Not a sin. Thank you. My friend left his Facebook account logged in on his computer, so I changed the language to something random. At the time, phones didn't have all languages accessible, so he logged into the app and everything became being squares because that's how it recognized characters that used to appear. He spent weeks troubleshooting, trying to figure out what was wrong with his Facebook because he didn't know how to Google what was going on. Chaotic evil? But really fucking funny. Sin but funny. Bin. I have been furry trash for over 23 years, half my age. Where's the sin? Life's too short. Be a wolf or whatever, I don't give a shit. I had a childhood friend who grew a bit distant from me as I went into high school. Nothing happens. It's just a big place, so we didn't get to see each other much. One morning before exams, I was waiting outside the library on the school computer, and he sat down at the computer opposite to me. Then he started laughing out loud for like 30 seconds in a way that was 100% to get my attention to him sitting across from me, but I ignored him. I thought what he was doing was cringe and stupid, and to this day I still feel bad about it. You shouldn't. That was cringe and stupid. Normal high school shit, not a sin. Funny. Probably fake. Definitely a sin. One of my friends is famous. I'm always tempted, and sometimes do, to post anonymously that I know them for clout when they get brought up. Never share personal details. Just, oh yeah, recommended that game to them before they played it. Or yeah, he's cool. Me and him talk about BS all the time. Been on the other end of this. Little weird. Feels a little bit like being used. Kind of hate it. This is why it's really hard for streamers to make friends. When I was like 4 or 5, I thought it would be funny to use my mom's nose as a pin cap. Didn't shove it up far enough to cause serious damage, but we had a fun trip to the ER. Legitimately, what the fuck? Sin? 4 or 5. Sin for being a child. Baby sins. To this day, I feel a sense of injustice that, as a child, I was accused of pushing my brother into a pond and pushing him into a Tonka truck, splitting his lip open. But I didn't either. But the pain of false accusations stays with me. Okay, I thought I... Coming home... Hi, cute stuff. I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. Hello? I think it's just the cats being wild, and I thought I heard my wife earlier, but I guess I didn't. I think it's just the cats running around. I'm gonna go ahead and feed them real quick. And that way they won't be wild. But yeah, I don't know. After that, just, I'll be right back. Give me a second. I love you, cute stuff. See you guys in like 2 minutes. BRB. I am back. So what I was gonna say to this one is that if you're... Me and my parents have like sort of this rule now that like I'm old enough that I can't get in trouble for things. Like they can't ground me anymore. I'm like 35 years old or whatever now, right? Like they can't ground me. Close enough anyway. I don't remember how the fuck old I am. I always forget how old I am because after a certain point it just stops mattering. So like I just freely admit to things that I did or did not do. I'm 35. Yes, I just did the math. There's a certain age, and I think it's just past 21. 31 sounds right. That you just stop caring? Because it's just a day, and you still have to go to work, and you still have to, like, I don't know, do laundry. And it's just like, it's halfway to the retirement home. If your parents aren't toxic, I think that you can go look. Like, if it gets brought up, like, you remember that time that, like, he fell in the pond? Be like, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now, straight up. You can't punish me anymore, so you know I'm telling the truth. I didn't do it. Like, there was here's a story that my parents asked about. When I was growing up, me, my brother, and my two cousins were in my cousin's bedroom. They had just gotten a TV cabinet, right? Glass. Had a glass, like, door. And so, like, we're putting it together as a, like, 4-person team, like it's NASCAR or some shit. Not fast, but just all doing different parts. The glass door, while no one was touching it, exploded. We have no idea how it happened. And the fact that everyone was legitimately like, what the fuck? And so when our parents came in the room being like, what happened? And everyone was just like, I don't know. Like, everyone... Was it tempered glass? I don't fucking know shit. But everyone was just kind of like confused, and no one got punished because we were like, it wasn't even like we were lying. We didn't even have time to like, between when the glass shattered and our parents like came in the room, we didn't have time to come up with a story together. So they knew we were telling the truth, that it just exploded for no reason. And we were just like, what the fuck? Plus, that story is dumb. Imagine using that as a lie. You break it, and then your parents come in the room, and it's like, yeah, it just did that. That's the worst fucking excuse ever. And because of that lie being so painfully bad, I think they believed us. Because it wasn't actually a lie, it was the truth. His head just did that energy, yeah. So when my parents like asked a little while ago, like I think earlier this year, they're like, okay, my mom was like, okay, but seriously, what happened? And I was like, I swear to God, that's exactly what happened. Sometimes I get really upset that you guys, streamers I watch, tend not to do charities for animals. I hope one day that you'll consider doing a charity for black cats, especially because October can be a difficult time to be a black cat and it's coming up. I know I shouldn't get upset. I just wish to all my heart that I had some of the reach you guys did in order to help the animals and the kitties in need. Okay, so here's the thing. Black cats are discriminated against still, for some fucking reason. We have 2 of them. I don't get it. They're sweethearts. I've had 3 black cats in my life. 2 of them are out there eating their food right now. Because black cats bring bad luck or whatever. I think a lot of the issue with coming up with charity streams is that there's so many fucking problems in the world. And the viewers of my channel only have so much money that they're able to donate to charity. And I can't do a charity every month. That would be cool. So I have to be very, very selective about my charities. There's a lot of issues that I really want to do charities or that kind of shit for, but I'm not Mr. Beast. And so like current crises like the war in Ukraine. Also, some charities are just shit. I'm sorry you feel that way. Hopefully that at least makes you understand why I do what I do. It's an unfortunate reality where I have to choose where I want to put my energy. And everyone's doing that, you know? I have more power than some people to be able to affect the world. I mean, yeah. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but legitimately, like, there's only so much I can do, and I'm sorry. I hope that you do get the influence and reach that we have so you can do nice things like this. Not a sin. I was in charge of running a Smash Bros tournament for the gaming club in college, was given $50 for prizings, went to GameStop to buy $50 worth of eShop points, but they didn't have any physical cards, so I just had digital codes. Somehow all 3 codes for first, second, and third only ended up being worth $5, so I just pocketed the codes. No one has asked me about the money since. Sin, somehow you stole money, I think. Did you go to GameStop? Is that what this said? Yeah. Yeah, there's your problem. I found the problem. It's right there. The system at GameStop is shit. And if they weren't paying attention when they were like, so you have to do like a gift card thing, you have to search it in the system. And so they probably searched eShop $5 and then just press the first one in the list. Or maybe even $50. And it auto-filled, like, do you mean $50? And worked as a seasonal clerk at GameStop once. The gift cards were the worst? Yeah. I just read the next one. I think it's okay. It's just like... Earliest instance of a sexual awakening that I can remember concerns an anime that would air in my country called Bobobo. I know of it. There was a character in it called Serviceman. Google it if you want to. It's basically a fellow wearing a blanket on themselves that would expose their genitals from time to time. That was a fucking weird show. I like to imagine them with boobs and pussy for some reason. I've never told anyone about this before. And it seems like you've got good reason to. Funny. Not a sin? Fucking weird, though. Yeah, you never know what's gonna set off that, like, oh, fuck, I'm into that alarm. And unfortunately, sometimes it's Bobobo, I guess. I fucked my girlfriend while watching Evo. Didn't happen, sin. I used to want to off myself. Jesus, fuck, you're starting strong. Used to want to off myself because my ex never gave me attention when I gave her tons. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough, so I'd like to hurt myself physically to see if she would comfort me, and never did. I get kind of touchy, but never sexually due to the lack of affection. It was never a pleasure, but just to annoy her. Now I regret it all and I apologize for it. Turns out she was aromantic, and after 5 months, I found out about it and lied about loving me for 3 months. She hates me now. Fuck? I think if you're in a situation where you feel like suicidally depressed because of your partner not treating you well, that's like big boy adult time, and you should talk to them like, hey, I'm not feeling so great about a relationship or something. This is not the kind of sins we're looking for. I hope that you go and get some therapy because this sounds really rough. And hold up, I'm pausing the music for this one. I've had a lot of friends. I've had a lot of bad situations in my life where people didn't reach out when they were in a bad situation, and they did commit suicide. And I know you feel worthless or like no one loves you or whatever, but I swear to fuck, I miss them every fucking day. Okay? And it's part of the reason that I say shit like, you know, trans rights or human rights. Because I know there's a small statistical chance, because of the way it works, that it brings people's likelihood of suicide down. You know? For my sake, please talk to someone. Okay? I mean it. I fucking mean it. Step incest porn is for cowards. I don't know what you mean by that, and I decide that I don't want to know what you mean by that. Whiplash? Hell yeah. I think werewolves are hot. Not a sin. In elementary school, my teacher used to secretly reward kids who were very well behaved by gifting them a very specific book. She would announce it, she would just leave it on their desk with a note on the inside cover. I got it once, and then one time another kid got it. He was confused and asked whose it was. I accidentally said it was my book and took it home. Then I realized it was supposed to be for him. I never gave it back because I was lazy. Unrelated, but I also shit myself in that class. What? I guess things worked out. Was the shitting yourself before or after you did that? Because, yeah, it was kind of a sin that you didn't return it. Yeah, this was a curveball of a sentence right at the end here. Thank you for this one. This is the kind of shit I'm looking for. I've been on a steady diet of beans and corn this week. Am I gonna die? That's not a super rounded diet, but that is also desperation food if I've ever heard it. So, right now, no. Later, you're gonna shit something weird. Good luck with that. Me and my friends used to build a dam over the summer to make a little swimming hole next to our house. That is Tom Sawyer fucking shit. People do this? Like, that's real? The top of the river that we had a small waterfall, and rocks and boulders would come down from the mountains over the summer. One time I dropped one on my foot and almost drowned. After I got free, I came to the surface and no one had noticed that I was underwater for that long. So I just went home and just layered down without telling anyone. Okay, so here's true facts. Most of the time when people are drowning, they don't, what the fuck is that next sentence? Okay, okay, sorry, the next one kind of like, I read a couple sentences out of the next one and it kind of like made my head do something weird. It's very easy to not notice when someone's drowning. It's not like in the movies where they start screaming. That sucks though. I'm glad, Plumbo. That's the kind of collateral good that I'm out here to do. Drowning is a very silent death. Yeah. You just kind of go down. Because a lot of the time, you just kind of get exhausted and you just kind of run out of energy and you just kind of sink. I mean, in this case, you got forced down. So yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. Anyway, here's the one that fucking whiplashed me. A guy offered to pay me around $250 to draw a Legend of Zelda character fucking his Koopa Troopa persona, and I had to decline. That month, I was a few $100s short on a big purchase for work equipment, so now I think about him, about his persona porn could have changed my life. Why decline? Man, sometimes you don't want to sell out and draw furry porn. Which character was it? That matters. $50 says it was the bird child from Wind Waker. We don't know. Pyramid Head Crab, thank you for the gift sub to Trans Lives Matter. Agreed. Sex is hard to draw, yeah. I have attempted to draw not safe for work stuff. It's not my thing. Have you ever seen badly drawn porn? When I was in elementary school, I was really bad at socializing, so I tried to start a club. To do so, I wrote down my address and tried to hand it out to my classmates, but my teacher stopped me. Ironically, nowadays, I can't stand the idea of coming over to my house. Feel like your teacher stepped in a really good way there for you. This is very much a child thing, yes. I've been catfishing women with pictures of Germa for years just for shits and giggles because I'm ugly. Are you good? Because it seems like you're not. %10 funny, 90% fucked up. Yeah, I would say that's about right. Mostly sin. I was extremely socially awkward growing up as a person with autism. I tried asking a girl out once when I was 19 and I was really awkward and creepy about it because I lacked social skills and I felt guilty about that and I never asked out another girl again. I'm 28 now. Okay. Let me tell you something. She probably doesn't remember. You were 19. No 19-year-old has fucking game. I don't care if you're autistic or not. No 19-year-old actually has any fucking game. You haven't done it. You haven't, like, tried to ask a girl out for, like, what, 9 years now? I had game? No, you fucking didn't. You were 19. You did not have fucking game. Combining the fact that you're autistic and you haven't tried to ask people out in like 9 years, you're still gonna be awkward. But if that's something you want in your life, I would consider pursuing it again and just realize that they don't remember. Go for it, Pyramid Crab. Because here's the thing. Just ask, and if they say no, or they don't seem into it, walk away. They'll tell you if they're into it. If they go, hey, yeah, we could try having a date. But if they're not giving you like a really enthusiastic or like, you know, they're not blushing or whatever, just respect the decision. I feel like that's easy for me to say as someone who's not autistic, so I can kind of read them and know whether or not they're like into it or not. If you ask them out and they say no, go, okay, you know, hey, I'm sorry. Thank you for listening, or something along the lines, and, you know, just like, what if they say you no? Walk away. Buy yourself some ice cream on the way home. Cry and eat it. That's what I would do. They weren't for you. Yeah, if they're like, ew, they're an asshole anyway, and you just fucking dodged a bullet. Because if they said, okay, but that was who they were at their core, that wasn't gonna be a good, healthy relationship anyway. You skipped out on a few months worth of drama and bullshit. So if they say you, sorry it hurt, but you know how that relationship's gonna go. My mom ran a daycare when I was a very young child and also had a pregnant coworker. I didn't like nap time. I kicked a pregnant woman as a child. I knew her son after that, and I think it's my fault. He was born a weirdo. Sonic? Oh, this is Finger Family reference. I was like, why are you guys saying Sonic? Right, Finger Family. Some people, okay. Sometimes we look for a reason on why someone's fucked up in the head, and we want to blame ourselves for it. Sometimes it is our fault, but sometimes they're just fucking weird. Like, did you kick them in the stomach? Like, what'd you do? Don't worry about it. Still a sin, I guess? What's wrong with being weird? I don't know. It worked out for me, I guess. Damaged the self-esteem of a streamer by saying that me not watching him would not affect my day. In a fit of man-child rage, he banned me from the chats that he moderated. Speaking of someone with incredibly rough depression, if someone said that to me on a really bad day, I could see that happened. I could see that happening. I don't ban people from other, like, my friends' chats, but we do have a shared ban list, so if I did ban you, and that's what it was, then sorry, I'm human. Sounds like, yeah, it sounds like your ban did affect your day. I stole a couple marbles from my grandma when I was around 10. Here we go. Child theft. Let's go. I was rummaging through her personal belongings and I saw something I liked and I took it. It felt good. Sin. I found somebody's AirPod case, not the charger or whatever, just an empty case while walking around the store at work yesterday. I put them in my pocket to bring up front to ask what to do with them. Since I'm new, but I immediately forgot about it and took them home. I feel bad because it's a $40 case. Plus I have an Android, so it's not like I could repurpose them. Bring them back to work and say, hey, I found this. Just straight up. You'll probably get away with that. Let's do 3 more, because I'm pretty sure I just heard my wife come in. I listened to your collab streams while in the bathroom. Send. Small follow-up to the 100,000 word dirty story. The main problem is publishing is that I'm... Okay, so this is... Someone has been writing a pornographic story that's 100,000 words long for themselves. They kind of want to, like, publish it or something? That's the context here. Small follow-up on that 100,000 words dirty story. The main problem is with publishing is I'm willing to directly admit that is a distant fan fiction, no canon characters, long enough after the sort of apocalypse that everything has been fine longer than anyone's been alive, but it's still enough that I'd have to 50 Shades it, which would be kind of like burying the reason I'm interested in the first place. Other than that, it's just too niche. I don't think about what that means too much. Find and replace. Use the find replace tool in Word or... Oh, right. This person's writing it on their phone. Make a copy of this document, then do a... what's 50 Shades? 50 Shades of Grey was originally a Twilight fanfic, and then it was adapted so that way it wasn't. That's what they're referencing here. That is true, yes. Someone published a South Park fanfic with the character name change. Yeah, you could probably get away with that, honestly. It happens fairly often. There's a Netflix romantic movie based on a novel that originated as a Reader X Harry Styles fanfic. Have you seen the fucking South Park TikTok Kennies? Man, I'm gonna get so shit fucked tonight. Try using find replace once you feel like it's long enough to release. And then just keep writing it the way you do. I don't know, man. You don't have to release it if you don't wanna. Whatever. I can't remember how old it was when it happened, but I assume I must have been about 4 or 5. There was this Xmas themed fair. I went with my dad, and the gift shop they had a bag of small pieces of yellow gum that I loved. A year later, we went there again, went back to the shop looking for that gum again. I found it, and my dad bought it. Opened the bag. Wasn't phrased that they looked very different and they were very hard. Took a bite of one, realized it was a bag of Jims, not gums. Oops. Sorry about the fact that you no longer have teeth. Sin? Not even a sin, just bad. Good luck with that. I was one of those weird kids who wanted to be naked all the time, and it really didn't stop until middle school. What the fuck? It usually manifested with me just being naked in my room when I knew no one was home, but during one day in middle school, I got the huge urge to be naked outdoors. So I snuck out during gym into a secluded area and pulled down my pants. Felt content after standing there for like a minute. Pulled up my pants, turned around, only to find 2 acquaintances who'd seen the whole thing. Cool story, not a sin. Just kind of funny. They just watched in complete silence as you pantsed yourself? I jerked off in the school bathrooms. When I was a teen, I attempted to make homemade fleshlight using sponges, a glove, and plastic bags and rubber bands. This was a meme on the internet when I was a kid. I remember this shit. Holy fuck, I remember the homemade fleshlight, yes. All of this was easy since my dad had a home office. Didn't go well. Ended up throwing away the failed attempt at a fleshlight. Planned to try again the next day when my dad was out, but found out that he had taken out the trash and also put all of his office supplies into a locked drawer. From that point onward, I don't know if he knew what I tried to make, but he knew something. I doubt that he knew what you were doing, but he was probably like, don't do that. Last year, I got an injury and spent a lot of time in bed. Couldn't do much, so I spent a lot of time on the internet. Spent my time looking at porn and jerking off a lot because what else am I supposed to do? Had a fantasy where someone was taking care of me sexual style. I love that sentence. While I was stuck in bed. After this, I thought about sex a lot in my daily life for a while, then felt guilty about being around others and then shamed. I think it awakened something in me. What's my sin level here? I love that you threw sexual style in there. Because it was helpful to understand what you meant. Are you making this like your life thing where you're like walking around looking for someone to do this for you? Like, are you able to like live your life without like do you jerk off constantly, or like you able to like live your life like a normal person? Because if you're able to live your life like a normal person, my daddy taught me that we don't have to be ashamed of our penises, or whatever the fuck the line is. Once masturbated in the car with my family when I was 13. I did under the blanket. Because of that point, I didn't produce pre or cum. I felt immense shame after, and I still do. Good. I unfortunately have to pay for Nitro Classic since I've had Discord for years, and the silly emotes have a chokehold on me. I'm not into the new Nitro features, but recently I was in an awful server that was casually ableist and didn't take any criticism. When I asked why I couldn't use the normal scissors, got upset. The chat was way too fast to keep up. In the end, I ended up reacting with a middle finger on a dumb message, and I left the server immediately after I gave up trying to get through to them. Just the regular scissors emoji. Touch grass? Trying to bargain with Discord mods. Reverend, sometimes I like to go to twitch.tv/askjesus to ask the AI Jesus for advice. Orthogonal Caster, do you have that link for the, Fuck, I'm gonna have to look for that. This is a sin, but it's funny. The snorting one. Because I'm gonna make chat listen to that, and then that's where we'll stop. At Orth. Oh, Gonal. Wait, Rev has been pronouncing orthogonal correctly? I thought so. I'm trying to find it. Oop. I'm trying to find it. The one where it's like talk about breathing. That one's fucking rancid as shit. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm only getting like because I'm like searching through stuff and we have a bot that is just like a moderation bot that just like lets us know when people edit stuff. And so it's showing me anytime anyone's ever edited anything. Here it is. Thank you. We're going to finish on this because this is fucking hilarious.
1. Relax your body and mind, allowing peace to flow within you. 2. Slowly draw cum through your nose, filling your lungs gently and completely. 3. Pause for a moment, holding this life-giving cum inside you. 4. Exhale through your mouth, releasing the used cum back into the world. 5. Repeat this cycle, understanding that each breath of cum links you to the rhythm of life itself. Please remember, orthogonal caster, this cycle is not simply a physical act, but also...
No, we gotta hear it again.
Relax your body and mind, allowing peace to flow within you. 2. Slowly draw cum through your nose, filling your lungs gently and completely. 3. Pause for a moment, holding this life-giving cum inside you. 4. Exhale through your mouth, releasing the used cum back into the world. 5. Repeat this cycle, understanding that each breath of cum links you to the rhythm of life itself. Please remember, orthogonal caster, this cycle is not simply a physical act, but also a spiritual one. Just as we breathe in and out the cum of life, so too, we should aim to breathe in love, peace, and kindness, and exhale anything that no longer serves us. 1.
I love the idea of like drawing the cum through your nose and fill your lungs completely and then breathe out the cum. It's so fucking heinous. The used cum. It's so... This sucks. I love it so much. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a sin, but it's really fucking funny. All right, well, that's gonna be it for me for now. I need to go see my wife and all that jazz. I'm gonna send that to Mike for You Laugh, You Lose. I will. Don't worry. That's why I was saving it in my hotbar there. I'm gonna go kiss my wife, and when do I do more? Wednesdays? Question mark? thank you guys for coming by and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. Either way, see you tomorrow. Brr.